So over the next 24 hours, I'm gonna eat in as many places that I can. And my plan in Toledo is to answer the age-old question. Is there good food in Toledo? I've compiled my list of places to try from your recommendations on Instagram, from TripAdvisor, from Google search, from my own instinct in a sense. I can't eat everywhere, and I'm not gonna eat in places that are super restaurant-y where I would have to sit down for hours and eat a 3-course meal. I wanna be able to get a dish or two and go. And that's right, I'm here all on my own. Yoly and Lucia are back in Madrid, so when the cat's away, venga, let's go. So this place, El Trebol, comes up on a lot of lists. First impressions, the pour is a little short, I would say. Wouldn't you? Okay, let's start with the not famous dish here. Let's start with the croqueta de jamón. You got that there? This is something that is a great way to see if a place is legit, how they do it. Looks pretty gooey inside. Let's see how it is. So I actually think I ordered a croqueta de jamón, but I got a croqueta de gambas, which is another one, which I almost ordered. It's actually pretty good. Well, I have to be careful how much I eat, guys, because I don't want to, stuff myself. I have a lot to get through. Let's try this bomba. Bomba, it's weird that they have it here because it's actually a dish that's famous from Catalonia. You can see it up here. Supposedly created in the 1930s when people were throwing a lot of bombs around. And it's just potato and beef ground up. Unless it's pork, but I think it's usually beef, fried, and it's got alioli on it, and brava sauce. It's like a bomb, right, in your mouth. Yeah, okay, it's good. The place is rustic, and if you want something kind of cheap and cheerful, you wouldn't travel to Toledo to eat here. You didn't come to Toledo to eat a bomba. So the verdict, El Trebol is fine if you're looking for something cheap and cheerful, something to, grab a bite during the day. It's a little more than fine. It's tasty. It's tasty. That wasn't fair. So this place, Alfileritos 24 is kind of a mixture of traditional, modern. They've got a restaurant with more elaborate dishes. They've got a tavern area for tapas. Guys, when you're here in Toledo, try and drink wine from the region, wine from this part of Spain. There's some great, really rich, deep red wines here. They actually happen to have here one of my favorite wines, which is called Rio Negro, Black River. So you'd be looking for wine from Viti Castilla, that's a region, or also Dio Mentrida, the region of Mentrida. I'm gonna try and order a key dish in each place. And actually the waiter said, this is a really good thing to order here when I ordered it. And I figured it was because, venison is so popular here. It feels like a bit of a star dish of the restaurant. And so I feel like if you get the star dish, it's gonna be indicative of the quality. The meat is really tender, peppery, and the mushroom sauce is really rich. Yeah, this is good. This is good. We're doing pretty good, guys. It's not even 8 o'clock yet, and we've already hit 2 places. Before 8 o'clock is before official opening time, so I'm feeling kind of proud of us. Me. Okay, so our next place is still closed, and behind here, man, Toledo is quiet right now. There's kind of a silence in the back alleys and the dark streets. It's quite cool. Have you ever seen the movie Don't Look Now? Kind of reminds me of that right now, these back alleys. I hope I don't get murdered by an evil goblin in a red coat. Would really put a dampener on things. Okay, so I finally got in Bar Ludeña. So it's been open since 1955, around there, and it's a classic here in Toledo, and I just love the decor in here. I actually came here a year ago, and I had this dish. They're famous for their carcamusas, which is a pork, kind of like a stewed pork dish, and in this kind of tomatoey gravy with a little bit of heat. And I mean, if you're here in winter and you're walking around and you need to feel, kind of warm your soul, this is the dish. And no short pour here at Ludeña. It's really yummy, guys, and I have a problem when I have a really yummy dish in front of me. No matter how full I am, I just can't stop eating. This is the kind of dish that just fills that hole in your soul when you're really hungry. I have a dinner reservation in 30 minutes, and I've already been to 3 bars, and I'm already stuffed.
Hasta luego. Sí.
So Ludeña is one of those places that it's just rustic restaurant eating, rustic bar. You want to stand at the bar and drink a big glass of local wine. They've got a whole range of dishes that you can order. They've got a dining room out back. I don't know, just kind of like standing at the bar and eating a plate of stewed pork. If that doesn't get you excited, well, it's probably not the bar for you. Or it's also fun walking through a thick curtain to go into a bar. It's kind of worth it just for that. All right, next stop. This place, Restaurante La Orta, or La Orta, it's just known as. Looks like I forgot the name. No, I came here 4 years ago with my parents and Yoly, and we really enjoyed it. We sat out on the terrace out front. It was a beautiful night. Summer skies in Spain. The evening goes all indigo. To give you a sense of what this place is like, if I got a short pour in one place, a big, serious, hearty tavern pour in another, this is the place where they serve a little bit for you to try the wine before you drink it. So you're getting an idea. They serve a little olive oil with your bread, a little aperitivo. So a little more. We're up in the ante, guys. I've really built to a climax here tonight before we wake up tomorrow and do it all again. And I should explain what Orta means, the name of the restaurant. And Orta is an earthenware dish that traditionally, when you had the matanza, when you killed a pig, you would keep a lot of the parts in olive oil, preserve them on olive oil in an earthenware dish, and that was called an Orta. So they have this dish here, which is cerdo de Orta. So it's pork that's been preserved in olive oil in an earthenware dish, and they make this little aperitif out of it. Looks yummy. It's good. I am about to die right now, but there is room for more. And the other thing you need to try when you're in Toledo, what's famous here are game meats. Not big game, we're not eating elephants and tigers here. But we are eating small, what's called caza menor in Spanish. So it's like partridge and birds and hare and things like that, that are hopping around the countryside. And so, oh man, that's rich. And so what we've got here is we've got partridge that's been stewed in this really thick gravy over a creamy rice. It's yummy. So the waiter came over and he said, would I like anything else? And I said, no, just kill me now.
Monsieur, a wafer thin mint.
But instead, he brought me a sorbete de helado de tomillo. So like a sorbet of thyme ice cream infused with a thyme liqueur. It kind of sounds horrible, but it's actually really delicious. I don't know if it's God's grace, but that side of the cathedral for a moment, I forgot how disgusting I feel. Tell you what, I came here for the food, came to Toledo to eat, but what I'm also loving is wandering around this city that's empty. Late autumn Toledo. There's nobody. There's literally just me and a cat in the street right now by the cathedral. Wonder if the cat feels disgusting. Day 2, I've got a cup here of torrefacto to rip a hole in my stomach and make room for all the food's gonna go. So we've got about 4 places we're hitting today. Once I finish this coffee, we're gonna get back amongst it. This place is like the mother lode for me. It's Museo del Queso Manchego, which just means the Manchego Cheese Museum. And it's part museum, part tasting space, part shop. It's an emporium of gourmet products from, across Spain, but with a particular intense focus on products from this region, from La Mancha, around Toledo. So you can come in here and be served by Teresa and her family. It's a family-run place. And what I've got a glass of wine from the region. And hey, it's 11 a.m. And I've also got 3 types of Manchego cheese. I've got one that's younger, that's only been cured for about 3 months, one that's been cured for 6 months, and one that's been cured for over a year. So you can really taste the variety of Manchego cheese available. And remember, guys, not all cheese that kind of looks and tastes like Manchego cheese is Manchego cheese. It has to be from this region, and it has to be made by the milk from the Manchega breed of sheep. Let's get into the cheese. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick tasting of these cheeses. Little palate cleanser first. That is actually just Dutch courage because I'm about to get into it again. Teresa told me the best way to taste these cheeses, you got to start with the young and you want to break each cheese and you want to smell it, right? It has a little bit of acidity. It's rich. It's kind of still creamy though because it's young. Firm, creamy, a little bit of that puration you can taste in there, a little bit of that acidity that comes with it. We're going to get into the into the 6-month one now. Break it open. Okay. Oh yeah. It's not a bitterness, it's the acidity. Wow, that is really good. This is a semi-curado, so it's 6 months, and I think that for me is the sweet spot. You got the intensity of the old stuff, but the creaminess of the younger stuff. Really, really good. Let's hit the granddaddy. 1 year cured. Ooh. It's almost got a spiciness to it from the curation. Breakfast of Champions. And I should give you some idea of what the wine is like. This is just the kind of wine I expect from this part of the country. It's rich, it's deep, it's dark. It's spicy. Really, really good stuff. Now this place, Bar Scala, is really interesting. It's super rustic. You walk in here and the place is kind of empty looking. The decor is really basic. You wouldn't expect this to be a place where you can get really yummy food. And so it's been open since the mid-19th century. The sound of the coffee machine, a classic, the music of Spain. And here they just do really delicious, yummy local dishes. You've got grilled pork, you've got mushrooms, you've got carcamusas, you've got all the dishes here. And what I love is all the raw ingredients on display. You can just say, hey, I want that cut of meat, or I want those mushrooms, and they just grab it. You know, really traditional, see what's on display and throw it on the grill. I also love a bar that gives a good free tapas. So here we've got an anchovy. Oh man, so good. And then roasted red pepper with tuna. Wow. I don't know if that was thought out. We've got the salty, intense anchovy and the sweetness of the red pepper. And that's just the free tapa. And look, I know I'm eating a lot of meat, guys, so I've got this mushroom dish. This looks like mushroom with garlic and just grilled. Meaty, mushroomy, God forbid, perfectly seasoned and kind of garlicky on the outside. And not a piece of stewed meat inside. Okay, next up, I got 2 dishes here. So this is lagarto, which is a cut of pork from just above the foreleg. Let's see what it's like. Oh my God, yeah. Juicy, rich, a little bit of salt with garlic. It's a cut that has a little bit of fat in it, which means it has flavor. And it's just really basic. Grilled, great olive oil, you can tell. Oh my God. This and a tomato salad would be like dream come true. I'm in my happy place in a place like this where it's just ingredients are respected and it's just done simply on the grill, no pretension, where the ingredients shine and everything comes through. I'm in love. Okay, so I got talking to the owner and told him I have a YouTube channel, and he said, hey, try a couple more things, and just gave me a couple of tasters. The carriera, the cheek stew, which I don't know if it's beef or pork actually. It can be either. That stewed meat is sweet. The other one he gave me were their callos. He's like, I don't know if you like callos, which is tripe stew. I actually really love callos. Ooh, a lot of cumin in there. That is really good. Really rich, dense stew, cuminy. It doesn't taste like intestine. And on a cold winter's day when you really want to kind of fill that hole in your soul, callos are like your friend, trust me. Guys, I don't know if I have a sickness or a gift, but last night I couldn't think of eating anything more, and I was worried that today I would just be revolted by the thought of food. But this morning, once I go to a great bar, a great place with great food, and meet the passionate owner, it all just comes rushing back, and I just get excited again, and I start eating. So we're okay. I'm gonna be able to finish this video. So this place, La Clandestina, is really well known here in Toledo as a place, again, we're going more modern again. And I feel like, you know, again, dishes from the region, I'm drinking local wine, and a little kind of free aperitif that they gave me, which I feel like is indicative of this place. Pheasant macaron. They're not macaroons, that's a chocolate biscuit with coconut. I always get that wrong. Kind of naughty, that sweetness of the macaron, and effectively like a pheasant pate. Remember, Toledo is famous for its simple game. We've got pheasant, quail, hare, rabbit, all those kind of things. So guys, you're probably sick of so much meat. And so I wanted here at La Clandestina to kind of, you know, more modern, to go a little lighter. So I'm focusing on the fish and a little bit more vegetables. And here, one of the star dishes are marinated sardine kind of strips or fillets on a bed of ajo blanco, which is a kind of like a cream, a cold soup from the south that is made from ground up almonds and garlic. And it's delicious. I want to prove to you that you don't have to get big meat stews in this city. And on the ajo blanco, I've never had that combination before. Perfect. Okay, next up, we've certainly got a pretty dish, but it's roast leek along with duck confit, radishes, and a tomato vinaigrette. It's pretty good. Once you combine, I think the key here is to combine all the ingredients. It kind of creates this really yummy combination that I haven't had before. He said they're famous for their canelon, which is like a pasta filled with meat, topped with foie and wild mushroom. If you're not eating at 8 places in, 18 hours, then maybe you'd be up for that. We have one more place to hit. So guys, you know I'm not the coolest guy in the world, but I wanted to give you something that was a little different from some of the previous places we're going to. And I'd heard about this place, Barrio, which is new. It only opened the last sort of year or so. And here they do tapas, but it's a fusion of Spanish as well as Asian and South American dishes all kind of mixed up. And also these guys are famous for their cocktail. I've had a lot of red wine. I thought, why not finish strong with a cocktail? Something that'll get me back to Madrid. I'll be able to greet Yoly and Lucia with a glint in my eye. So here we go. So first up, they've served some Himalayan salt along with 2 types of olive oil. So you can get a lot of local touches here as well. And the idea is you sprinkle the salt into the oil, and then with the cornbread that you've got, you dip it in, eat it, obviously. And then for the cocktail, I said to the waiter, I wanted something bitter, not sweet. That's not my vibe. And so he's whipped up this really delicious cocktail that's a mixture of a Spanish gin, Nordés. In there is some ginger beer. There's also some Campari, some orange. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Some bitters as well. It's really good. It's really good. It's really, really good. If you feel like cocktails in Toledo, you're sick of La Mancha wine, you know where to come. This is what I ordered. To finish strong, it is a choux pastry stuffed with bulltail stew and apple, and then on top is the gravy from the bulltail stew mixed with 80% chocolate. This is gonna be ugly. Avert your gaze. Look away. That is actually really good. There's a little bit of heat in there as well. It's not sweet, by the way. I have 4 of them here. Climb into your screen, travel through time, and come and help me, because I think I may die. And the apple is perfect because it kind of gives some acidity to this dish, which would otherwise be just all kind of chocolatey and bulltail-y. I'm sure there's a better way to explain that gastronomically, but I wouldn't know what those words are. I actually may eat all 4. Please, stop me. Please don't watch. This cannot be on record. Okay, I got 2 dishes here, guys, because, you know, look, we're finishing strong. This time it's croquetas. Now, obviously, croquetas, I'm not a huge croqueta fan, so I always think it's a good way to test, like, does the croqueta impress me? Is it yummy? This is a croqueta of ají, the Peruvian stew, mixed with bechamel, and on top there's a huancaína sauce and also fried pork. And I'm going to use my hands. That's the point we're at. Really gooey, like a good croqueta should be. High goo level. All right, let's see. Ooh, yeah, it's good. It's really good. Creamy, strong flavor. Sometimes croquetas don't taste of anything. They just taste of bechamel, but perfectly crunchy on the outside. Yoly, who's a croqueta fan, would love it. I'm really impressed with Barrio. Okay, the upshot on Barrio, I'm giving this place 2 thumbs up. I didn't expect to come to this kind of place. It's kind of fusion and modern and really interesting flavors, but it's here. And if you feel like a cocktail, you know where to come. Toledo is not a gastronomic destination like San Sebastian. You're not coming here just for the food. No, you're not. You're coming here for the history, these incredible sights, wandering these amazing streets. And if you're curious about discovering more about the historic sites that you need to see when you're here, check out this video up here that I made highlighting the key historic sites. Until then, thanks for watching, salud, and we'll see you for cocktails in Toledo. Ciao.